of you young golfers in the crowd, thank you for making the trip out to the Cascades of Tyler today. We're located on the shores of the beautiful Lake Bellwood and carved from the majestic oak and pine. The Cascades Country Club is minutes from downtown or South Tyler, so you should just come check us out with your parents. Just come play around with golf. 300 acres of pristine rolling terrain adjacent to Lake Bellwood, the Cascades originally opened as Briarwood County's Country Club in 1956. It was designed and constructed by a large group of World War II veterans, including James Broussard, who envisioned a serene oasis for golf and relaxation with their families. Today we have my colleague, Micheal Strait, and with him is a professional golf pro, Charles Martell, to give you an insight on what it's like to be on the management side of the golf industry.
Hello, my name is Micheal Strait, and we're here at the Young Golfers Convention at the Cascades Golf Club. And next to me is Mr. Charlie Martell, and he is going to be answering some questions for the crowd and hopefully giving some good insight for all the young golfers out there. And our first question for this interview would be, what would you consider your job title to be?
Well, I consider myself a services supervisor. I am the director of instruction.
In this position, what are your main duties and responsibilities?
Well, most of my main duties include all club repair problems, teaching and instructing all club fitters, usually handling and the majority of customer complaints, and oversight of the both PGA and LPGA instructors, and opening and closing duties, as well as inventory maintenance repairs.
And if you could describe your duties in the following categories: your daily duties, your duties performed at irregular intervals, and your periodic duties.
Right. Well, I'm a well-rounded employee in that I am trained in multiple areas. Usually that includes inventory, I'm a cashier, salesman, teacher, I am a manager, and I do repair work.
And in this line of work, how would you define success?
Well, success at my job is described as 100% customer satisfaction. That is my main goal. Enjoyment at what I do, as well as making the customer have a great experience.
Have work standards been established? Like, for example, are errors allowed, time taken for a particular task, and if so, how much time? And if so, what are these tasks?
Well, standards are set by the type of people you hire and the quality of work that is required of them at all times. So anybody can make a mistake, just don't make the same mistake twice.
Right, obviously. Cool. Describe the successful completion and/or end results of this job.
All work is done at a timely manner that the customer is well aware and is satisfied and with the work completed.
Do you have a supervisor in this position?
My bosses are usually the general manager and the assistant GM.
What kind of problems or questions do you find yourself in this position?
Well, questions are all related to the golf industry, so my knowledge to answer those questions are built on 42 years of experience.
Right.
My problems are always the time constraint issues, such as an order not arriving on time or work not completed on time.
Sure.
Right.
What is the level of accountability, and to whom are you personally accountable?
Well, I'm only accountable to my immediate bosses and the customers I serve on a one-to-one basis. So I'm held accountable to all the work as I try to set the proper example.
What kind of independent actions were you allowed in taking in this position?
I take no independent action without consulting with my two immediate bosses.
Are you responsible for any money or things of monetary value? If so, could you tell us about them?
Every supervisor is accountable for all safe balancing as well as the main safe. So any missing money is handled promptly with the people involved.
Consider your level of productivity and the skill level required to fulfill your responsibilities. Do you think that you're underpaid, paid fairly for your work, or do you think that you're overpaid?
Well, with my expertise in the professional field of golf and the knowledge that I bring to the workplace and require, I think that I am grossly underpaid.
What special knowledge or specific work aids are needed for this position? Describe the level, degree, and breadth of knowledge required in these areas or subjects.
Well, we are supplied with all the tools we need to fulfill our jobs to the max. Scanners, computers, tools, fitting equipment are all either provided by the vendor or our employer.
What level of education is required for this position? Is it a type of certification or a licensing? And can you specify the training time needed to arrive at the level of competence for your job?
Well, a high school education and minimal work experience is required to do my job.
Right.
However, the more certifications and degrees you hold, the better you are. So I have been a PGA member for 25 years, and I have a college degree in Bachelor's of Art and Sciences.
What are the manual skills that are required to operate the machines, the vehicles, all the equipment, or do you use more tools than your actual hands?
Well, basically, the manual skills required are all learned by the job.
Great. Okay. What level of experience or skills are required for your personal position?
Well, you have to work with knowledge with computers, cash registers, and fitting equipment.
What reasoning or problem-solving ability must you have to do this job effectively?
Let's see, reasoning and problem solving takes common sense most of the time. Patience and the ability to listen first before reacting is my main issue.
I completely agree.
Yep.
What interpersonal abilities are required? What supervisory or managing abilities are required also? And what physical abilities such as strengths, coordination, and visual acuity must you have to effectively work in this position?
Right. Well, all these abilities are learned over many years of in the working environment.
Right.
As a teacher of the sport, you're required to have the ability of showing someone what you're trying to tell them. Having a good eye on the ball, coordination is always plus, along with the communication skills. Learning to teach both the analytical and visual player takes years of experience.
What is the safety condition? What are the safety conditions related to your position?
The safety conditions required here are mostly pertain to the repair area where working with saws and knives, they're involved.
Sure.
Yeah.
Can't be cutting people. Describe your working conditions overall for your position.
Working conditions at my job are wonderful. If your job site has teamwork environment and you're looking forward to coming to work, that is how it's supposed to be. So if it ever gets to the point where you don't enjoy your job, even on a hectic day, it's time to look for another job because you will become miserable.
I completely agree.
Right.
We thank you all for being here for this great interview, and we hope that you all have learned something from this interview with the great and talented Charlie Martell. And we hope that you will come back to this video if ever needed, because it is being recorded. If you ever have any questions about your future career in the golfing industry, and we thank you for all being here.
Thank you. This is our group project, and our names include Charles Martell and Micheal Strait in charge of group presenting. Sydney Strickland was in charge of presentation and background research. Buddy Hallman conducted group interviews with golf pros, and Gabriella Wall was in charge of research and questions.